Ever had someone question your sanity for riding a motorcycle? Or maybe you've discovered random fingerprints on your handlebars. In today's video, 10 annoying things that make bikers angry. We're calling out the everyday grievances that get our blood boiling. Whether you cruise on a classic Harley or push a modern sport bike to the limit, these pet peeves unite us all. Let's dive into the countdown and see if your personal trigger made the list. Number 10. Strangers sitting on your bike without permission. Few things boil a rider's blood faster than discovering a stranger perched on their motorcycle. They might think it's no big deal, just a quick photo op or a test of the seat height. In reality, bikes aren't four-wheeled vehicles with sturdy frames. A slight shift in weight can cause a tip-over, scratching paint, or snapping off mirrors. Plus, a motorcycle is personal property that often holds sentimental value. Some owners spend countless hours customizing everything from handlebars to engine components. Respecting that boundary is non-negotiable. Rather than risk damaging a beautiful machine or inviting a confrontation, ask first. If the rider says no, there's no shame in simply admiring from a distance. Touching someone else's ride without permission is akin to barging into their garage uninvited. It's not only rude, but it's also dangerous. Riders value trust and boundaries on and off the road, so this scenario is a major, universal no-no. No exceptions. Number 9. Drivers who ignore mirrors and blind spots. Every experienced motorcyclist develops a sixth sense for inattentive drivers. Nothing spikes your adrenaline like someone drifting into your lane without signaling or even glancing in their side mirror. Because bikes are smaller, they're easy to overlook, especially when drivers only do a quick lazy check. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, many motorcycle accidents result from a driver's failure to notice the bike. That's why seasoned riders learn defensive techniques, positioning themselves where they'll be most visible. Still, that doesn't excuse careless lane changes or the dreaded blind spot merge. One second you're cruising confidently, the next you're forced onto the shoulder. The simple fix? Use mirrors properly, turn your head to check blind spots, and always signal. Riders can't rely on loud pipes alone to stay noticed. A moment of courtesy goes a long way toward keeping everyone safe and preventing that burst of rider rage. Ride responsibly. Number 8. Riding is too dangerous, you'll die commentary. If you've ever announced you ride motorcycles, you've likely heard a horror story. My cousin's friend crashed. You really shouldn't ride. Sure, motorcycling is risky. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, riders are more vulnerable than car occupants, but so are people who rock climb or ski. Passion always carries a degree of danger. Many riders invest in high-quality gear like DOT-certified helmets, armored jackets, and anti-lock brakes, and continually refine their skills through advanced rider courses. These precautions reduce injuries and fatalities significantly. Yet certain acquaintances still equate motorcycling with a death wish. Often they're just projecting their own fear or bad driving habits. Bikers resent the assumption that their reckless thrill seeker is ignoring common sense. The truth? Responsible riders manage risk with preparation, focus, and respect for the machine. Everyone's life involves risk. We just choose to live ours on two wheels. Ride smart, stay vigilant, and enjoy the journey. Number 7. People assuming every rider is in a gang. Leather jacket? Check. Loud bike? Check. Must be an outlaw, right? The assumption that all motorcyclists belong to gangs stems from decades of sensationalized media. Sure, there are clubs with strict codes and patches, but most riders are everyday folk who share a passion for two wheels. According to the Motorcycle Industry Council, the average rider demographic has broadened since the early 2000s, reflecting more diversity in age and profession. Yet the old stereotype lingers, fueled by films portraying bikers as lawless rebels. In truth, many riding groups focus on charity rides, raising funds for veterans or children's hospitals. We might wear leather for its protective qualities, not to appear menacing. It's frustrating to be pigeonholed as a troublemaker when you're out for a cruise. Bikers value fellowship and community, not intimidation. Next time you see a pack of motorcycles, remember, they're more interested in coffee shops than turf wars. Number 6. Incompetent passengers that shift balance. Riding two-up can be a blast, unless your passenger has no idea how to sit still. One misplaced fidget or a sudden lean in the opposite direction can throw off the bike's balance, making cornering unpredictable. According to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, a passenger should mirror the rider's movements, keep feet on the pegs, and avoid abrupt shifts. Unfortunately, newbies often grip the rider's shoulders or panic and lean away from turns. This forces the pilot to counter-correct, risking stability. The result? White-knuckle frustration for everyone involved. A quick pre-ride briefing can fix most issues. Teach your passenger where to hold, how to lean, and when to relax. Investing in proper passenger gear, like a sturdy helmet and jacket, also boosts confidence. Nobody wants to feel their controlled bike wobble because someone forgot the basics. So if you're taking a friend along for a ride, share a quick orientation. It's a small effort that pays dividends. Number 5. Underestimating how hard riding really is. To onlookers, motorcycles seem like powered bicycles. Just twist the throttle and go. In reality, riding demands a mix of coordination, strength, and mental alertness. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation highlights how new riders must master clutch control, throttle finesse, countersteering, and braking technique, all while scanning for hazards. Balancing a 500+ pound machine at low speeds isn't as effortless as it looks. Then factor in changing road surfaces, weather conditions, and unpredictable traffic. One slip on gravel or a botched downshift can ruin your day. It's not about scaring people off. Any person can learn to ride, but belittling the skill set needed is frustrating. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Riders dedicate time and money to courses, practice, and gear because they respect the challenges. When non-riders shrug, it's just like a bike, we roll our eyes. Trust us, maintaining control of a motorcycle is far more complex than it appears. Number 4. Tailgaters who treat bikes like invisible obstacles. Being followed too closely is unnerving in a car. On a bike, it's downright terrifying. A simple tap of the brakes could lead to catastrophic injury if the driver behind you is inches from your rear tire. According to a study from the Hurt Report, most multi-vehicle motorcycle crashes happen when a car fails to respect the bike's space. Riders often slow down or weave to signal a tailgater to back off, but not everyone gets the hint. Some drivers see a bike and assume they can accelerate without consequence. This is reckless, especially at highway speeds. A minor collision that might dent a car could throw a motorcyclist into the pavement. The best strategy? Increase your following distance behind other vehicles, and if someone is tailgating, either change lanes or safely pull over. Let that impatient driver rush on. Your main priority is preserving your life, not matching their speed. Number 3. Cars parked in motorcycle-only spots. We've all seen it. A lone sedan hogging a space clearly marked for motorcycles. These designated areas exist for a reason. They're typically smaller, and cramming a car in there wastes potential slots for multiple bikes. According to parking regulations in many cities, it's actually illegal to occupy those reserved spaces unless you're on 2 wheels. Yet some drivers either ignore the signals or assume their compact car is an exception. This disregard forces riders to circle, searching for a safe spot where their bike won't be knocked over by careless door swingers. Even a slight nudge can send a parked bike toppling, causing costly damage. Riders often respond with frustration, occasionally leaving stern notes or parking their bikes uncomfortably close to the offending vehicle. The message? These spots aren't suggestions, they're specifically allocated to reduce chaos and keep traffic flowing smoothly. Respect the signage and let bikers enjoy the convenience of hassle-free parking. Number 2. Misuse of biker slang, crotch rocket, and donor cycle. These terms might sound humorous to non-riders, but within the community, they're considered disrespectful. Crotch rocket stereotypes all sport bikes as speed machines for daredevils, ignoring the engineering and skill behind them. Similarly, donor cycle implies that riding inevitably leads to organ donation, trivializing the precautions most riders take. According to data from the National Safety Council, using proper gear and following traffic rules can lower serious injuries. Yet some people insist on tossing these nicknames around, painting riders as reckless. Enthusiasts know there's a world of difference between a super sport and a sport touring model. Lumping them together under a label overlooks the nuances of each design. Yes, we joke about liters of fun for 1000cc bikes, but the humor comes from within the culture. Hearing outsiders use it mockingly feels condescending. If you're curious about a bike, ask politely. We're happy to talk shop, just spare us the shots. Number 1. Helmet taps and other disrespectful gestures. For many bikers, the helmet is a sacred piece of gear, protection for your most asset. Tapping on someone's helmet as a joke or to get their attention is startling and disrespectful. Unlike a knock on a car window, a helmet tap can shift a rider's focus and even jolt their neck. High-end helmets can cost hundreds of dollars, featuring advanced materials like carbon fiber or Kevlar, plus specialized ventilation systems. Treating them like a toy devalues the rider's investment in safety. Some folks don't realize how personal a helmet is. Sweat, hair, and a snug fit make it almost an extension of the rider's body. When strangers or even friends start pawing at it without permission, tempers flare. There are better ways to say hello or get someone's attention. Give a wave, nod, or wait until the helmet's off. The respect you show for a rider's gear reflects how you take their well-being. Thanks for sticking around and sharing a few laughs. Jokes aside, these frustrations highlight why respect matters in the motorcycling world. We ride because it's a passion, a bond between human and machine that can't be replaced by 4 doors. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you never miss our in-depth bike chats, gear reviews, and road trip tips. Ride safe, keep learning, and remember, a little courtesy goes a long way. Drop a comment with your top pet peeve. Hope you found this video. Until next time, keep the rubber side down. So get out there and ride.